Boys, before we get into the video, make sure you stop by the foxcast.com/shop and grab you any one of all of our brand new freaking merch. We got new t-shirts, new hats, new hoodies, key tags, the whole 9 yards. Stop by there. Every $5 spent gets you one entry to win a brand new T56 Magnum shipped to your door. Stop by the foxcast.com/shop, grab some merch, get entered. Let's get to the video. Boy, I ain't gonna lie, had a little bit of a mind, I don't want to use any bad language, but let's talk about a little perspective real quick. See that right there? 5, I think that's 5, or 3, 5 of 1987. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I forget just how old these cars really are. And it's mind-blowing. So we've got a local guy here we're gonna help out and swap the motor. But guys, let's talk about perspective for a minute. This car was built 5 of 87, okay? This car is 37 years old. A lot of you watching are not as old as this car. In my mind, these cars are 20-something years old. And you don't really think about it. You truly do not think about how truly old these cars are. I mean, check out the recall sticker. 11/2 of 1987. 1987! Guys, Ronald Reagan was in the White House then. Is that trips me out a little bit just to think about how much this car has seen. It was a different world back then. So just real quick, this car is essentially stock, which we'll get under the hood and look a little more, but essentially right there, no oil pressure. Look guys, we're all looking for these cars, we're all building these cars, messing with them, doing all kinds of stuff to them. The thing you have to remember is if it's got the original engine, the original wiring, some of that stuff is as old as 37. Think about the 4i cars that are even older, going on into their 40s. These are old parts. They're not gonna live forever. Guys, this thing survived 37 years. Look, got the original engine lift hooks from the factory on it. Smog pump still on it. I mean, all of the smog's on it. It's just crazy to think about because most of these have been modified beyond beyond any reasonable expectation of stock. This car was painted. It looks like it was a royal blue, probably a two-tone, 87 back in the day. But just thinking about it, like if you look at the clamps, even the clamps on the radiator hoses are original. Kind of crazy to think about. It's had a water pump and it's had a tune-up, you know, obviously, which that's to be expected. But it's kind of crazy to think about that this thing has survived 37 years. Boys, when we talk about building these cars and we talk about you're going in deep, like deep. I used to see people restoring like the 65, 66, 67 Mustangs. It's like, God bless, you got to replace all that stuff. The wiring, the suspension, interior shot, you know, the engine, the trans, everything's basically screwed. You got to do everything. We are there with these Fox bodies. It's crazy to think about. So yeah, we've got to put an engine in this thing. I don't know how many miles on it, but it's just old. You know, you go to buy one of these cars, if it does still have the original engine, the thing's old, man. These things can't live forever. I mean, this engine is so far beyond any reasonable expectation that an engine would survive, and it did. But bear in mind, again, if especially if you're new in this game, all this shit is old. The wiring, the engine, you know, this stuff it's beyond its reasonable life expectation. And when you're going in and you wanting to build a nice Fox body and have something cool and fun and reliable to drive, guess what? You got a lot of work to do. Now look, I'm not trying to dishearten anybody from building one of these cars. Far from it. I want you to. You know, it's cool that these things have such a great legacy. But I also don't want you to do like we've done so many times, and now we just pretty much expect it. When you go in to replace something, chances are 2 or 3 other things are going to need to be replaced. You think something is good on a car, it probably isn't. And you're going to chase wiring gremlins because you've got 30 plus, 36, 37-year-old wiring in these cars, man. Stuff's freaking old. Stuff does not last forever. It's pretty wild, though. I mean, this car does really have good, clean interior. I mean, it's in really good shape for its age, and looks like it was well cared for. But even at that, you know, every rubber seal, you know, the motors in the windows, I mean, stuff's just old. Stuff just wears out. And again, you're far beyond its reasonable life expectation. I guess the point I'm trying to make, aside from just my Twilight Zone moment of how old a 1987 Mustang actually is just remember that. Bear that in mind. Every wire, every seal, every gasket, everything on these cars is freaking old and well beyond its reasonable life expectation. So I say that to say, don't get discouraged. Plan on the front end that basically everything is going to have to be replaced, and you'll be a lot happier with your build. Take it slow, go through everything, just how it is. These cars are old, part of it. All right, guys, so keep it tuned right here. We're going to replace this stock 87 speed density 5.0. We've got a stock replacement crate motor in there. We're going to breathe new life into this thing, so that'll be cool. But again, just remember, guys, these cars are old. They are worn out. They're tired. Be prepared to get busy and spend anything you budget twice that, because you're gonna spend it. All right, boys, I hope you enjoyed that one. Just giving you a little food for thought on these old cars. Yeah, we freaking love them, and they're so much fun, you know, to restore and modify and drive. And you know, they're not regular ass traffic like all these new cars you see at the car shows. You know, they are classics now, which is kind of scary to say. But just be prepared, man. They're gonna need pretty much everything. They will nickel and dime you to death. So manage your expectations. Don't quit on it. Just roll with it. Promise it'll be worth it in the end. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We'll catch you on the next one.